Welcome to my channel. No, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I just had to do that.
No, it's alright.
I had to do that.
Oh, alrighty, guys. How's everybody doing?
What's happening,
Got
guys?
Randy
Exactly. How are you guys doing today? Tiff, how are you today?
Good. It's a beautiful day here in Ohio. It's like 70, well, maybe like 65, 70. It's really nice here today.
It's about time.
Springtime is here. Officially, I would say, almost, right?
No, it is.
When is the first
here.
day of spring?
I thought we already got that.
I know, but what is that
21st,
date?
I think
Of
it was.
what?
Of last month.
My brain is,
Last month, March.
March 21st?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And we saw snow, so it didn't feel like spring.
No doubt.
Okay, so today we're going to read some comments from you guys and kind of, give our opinion on them. And okay,
Sure.
So the first one we're going to do is Tarlia Jade. She said, this is a good one.
This is a good one.
You pair argue like an old married couple. It's cracking me up. Great entertainment here, plus a good subject. Apparently, NK is not in witness protection at all. She's hiding. She really doesn't have a valid reason to go into it. I'm still really angry. NK got away with everything. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, a pair of old married couple.
I like
We argue
that.
like that.
I
An old
like
married
that.
couple. Huh?
We've been friends forever. It's I see that.
Watch,
yeah.
just wait, guys. We're gonna be arguing with you guys soon. You watch. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think. But see, the thing is wasn't those texts? Now I wanted to check the date on those. I have the files. Isn't those texts from like September when they were talking about witness? It was after the interviews happened where everybody's like, well, they said she couldn't be in witness protection program, but shoot, I wish I had the dates now. I think those texts were from September, so it would have been actually after. They told her originally that she can't go into witness protection.
Oh yeah, this was after.
It was like in September, right?
Yeah, this was after.
I mean,
yeah.
I wish I had those
That's
with
why I
me
say
right now. I have the files, but I'm pretty sure September. So when people were saying like, well, they told her no, in the interview you saw it. Yeah, I seen it when she asked and they said no. But then if it was in September when they were texting, did they change their mind? Did they have a change of heart? Like why? It was like a month later when they said, "Come, let's talk about the witness protection." Okay, I just wanted to check on the dates on the NK, the text. Okay, so the text where she asks the detective about the witness protection program, okay, is on September 4th, is when he says, come in to talk to my lead detective in the witness protection program, okay? That interview that you hear the video interview where you hear her asking about witness protection and he says, no, basically you're not going to get witness protection. That was from August 23rd. So that was before. That was over a week before he texted her. He says, no, you're not getting witness protection. A week later, he texted her, come in and talk to my lead detective about name changes and witness protection program. So wonder what happened. So we don't know what happened in that because there's no public interview. They never released that interview or whatever they talked about. They never released that one. So we don't know. I just want to clear it up because everybody's like, no, they went in and she, he called her in and then he denied her the witness protection. But I'm like, no, those texts, I'm almost 100% sure. Well, I'm pretty sure. I shouldn't say I wasn't 100% sure. But I was like, I'm pretty sure that was after when he said that. If I remember the dates, and we just went and looked, and it was actually September 4th when he called her in. So that was over a week after. And we don't know. We never saw that interview. So we don't know if it probably was just to get her in. But, I mean, nobody knows for sure because that interview's not released. So I just wanted to clear that up. I had to go check on those dates.
And now my question to you about that, concerning that, would it still be public record if you requested specifically that interview? Would it still be public record? Or if somehow, but see, she didn't have a charge on her, so therefore there's no sealed records.
But maybe it wasn't recorded. I mean, you think all those are recorded, though, huh? I mean, I don't know. I mean, they didn't release it with all the public records, so.
Oh, so yeah.
I don't know how to go. I mean, I could. No, because I requested all of them, and that wasn't in it. That's what.
But that you requested from.
I didn't request date. I just said any of the Chris Watts.
But what we want is the file from Nicole Kessinger.
I guess I could specifically request that.
Let's try that.
I'll try.
Let's
okay.
Try that. Now watch all of a sudden. There's going to be other YouTube channels that. Oh man, we got that missing. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, that's what this is all about. Just know that this is our idea. That's all right.
I don't even know if we'll be able to do it. I mean, I'll see if I can request it, but I don't even know if they recorded it or maybe it was more of a. I don't know. Well, I'll see, but I don't. But the thing is if she is still under investigation, they're not going to release that.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Because I do know certain states have different time frames that you can request, and then other, once you hit that date, no, you can't get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a good idea. Give her a shot there, Sparky.
But it could have been a ploy to get, like Randy said, to get her in. I mean, it's very, very true. That could have been what they were doing, but I mean, nobody will know.
She's probably been bugging them guys all along for that entire month. Hey, what about witness protection program? I'm concerned about people knowing about what's going on. Of course, losing her job, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, that's why she was just really persistent about that, And like I said, dude told her at first, no, you're not, no. And so yeah, she just kept plugging away, and then finally they're like, all right, yeah, come on, let's talk.
Yeah, but I mean, so they were still trying to get information from her? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I really do think they're still investigating certain aspects of the case, and that's why I really want to watch, where I go. I don't want to give her any or anybody any type of indication that there could be, something relevant that could hang her. We want her to do that on her own, and that's what they're doing. I think they're just giving her enough rope to hang herself.
And another thing I checked about those phone records, you were wrong. No, because if you look under, when you see Chris Watts, when she talks to him, it always says Fayetteville, his area code, Fayetteville, North Carolina, sorry. So he's definitely, he's obviously not in Fayetteville, North Carolina. I think that's what the city's called. His phone was from his area code. It always says that, and he was in Frederick. So obviously, you know what I'm saying? It's only pinging her phone. And then the destination is just from what the area code. So Jim, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, or whatever. It didn't mean he was in Milwaukee because... No, that's wrong because it says Fayetteville when she calls Chris.
Does it show any incoming calls at all on his phone bill? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I didn't look at his phone. I'm talking about just NK's records. That's all I've seen. I haven't seen Jim's you'd have to look at their phone bills. Chris's phone bill might be on there. Did you see it?
That's why I want to look at my phone bill actually.
Well, no, but for hers, no, because he wasn't in North Carolina, and that's what. But what I'm saying is Chris's on there? His phone bill? We could check his out.
No, his phone bill's not on there. It's just the calls.
Armchair Detective did bring up a good point. I watch, like I said, I do watch his videos sometimes, especially when one of you guys will be like, "Hey, check out this channel," or "Check out this video Armchair did," and you'll send me a link, and I'll click on it because I want to, learn more about this case. And he brought up actually a good point. How every time she called Jim, it was like right after she talked to Chris. You could see the times. Or she called Chris right after she talked to Jim. It was like almost like they were making a plan. It was like, oh, she talked to Chris. Okay, I got to call Jim and tell him. Okay, I talked to Jim. Okay, got to call Chris. It was always close, like right after. It was weird. So it was like, what the heck? Why is she always calling Jim right after she talks to Chris? Unless if they're all three planning something. I don't know, but he did bring up a good point, and he has the phone records, and he showed it. And I was just like, wow, you're right. That is kind of strange, that
was
Armchair Detective, yeah. I forget what the title of that video is, but one of you guys linked it. I love it because they'll be like, hey, if I have a, we're talking and I say, well, I have a question about this, or I don't know about this. Somebody will like send me a link, like check this out to answer it. And thank you guys. A lot of people sent links for the petition. I signed it, so I signed that petition to get the pictures removed. Actually, Armchair Detective started that petition.
Oh, he did. Really?
Yeah.
So there,
you could see his name
a couple
when you
petitions going on.
When you sign it. It shows. And then what else? I forget what else I was gonna just say. Another link that you guys showed me. That I was like had a question, and then somebody sent like I had a bunch of people sending me links because I talked about it on live, and I was like, wonder what this, and then bam, I had a bunch of links to answer the question. I love that. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's why I'm saying you guys rock.
Yeah.
You really do, dude.
You guys are on it. Like you guys are. Yeah.
Yeah.
You help out a lot. With,
appreciative.
Information.
God, I love you guys. Maybe thank you for the discovery page for the GPS map. I'm still doing correlations, but yeah, man, my schedule recently has just been terrible. I've got personal matters I need to be tended to, and it's consumed a lot of time. But yeah, man. Thank you so much. Maybe that discovery page that you told me about, that was definitely helpful. So yeah, I'm on that one too. Man, I'm good on that.
Okay.
But right. Thanks all of you. I mean, that's what this is all about, is to collaborate with everybody, because somebody might miss something and, but somebody else didn't. So, and you guys let us know. And this is what we're all about. Just this. That is awesome. I love it.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. So next comment is Michelle Clifford. You guys are so cute together. Now I know you guys are just friends, but you two make a good team. You're spot right on. I know it kills me with her stupid flirting ways. And yes, she should take a polygraph test. No, leave him alone. Leave him alone. LOL. She is so guilty. But do you know that her and Jim are in Wisconsin? Armchair showed us pictures of her and her dog and another man. Could be Jim heading towards the gym. You don't have to believe me. Just go on either Armchair or the guy who truly claims he found NK. I call him Z-Man. It's Operation Z. I have been writing everything down. So you got all three of them in Wisconsin. Chris Watt's house there. NK lives with some guy in Wisconsin. Who else could it be? Jim. They set Chris Watts up. Mind control with all the sex. I mean, come on, 4 to 5 times sex every day. No way. I'm telling you, if she's in witness protection, why in Wisconsin? And she told the cop she had a new job. Just check it out. Yeah, I did check that out. I believe she is in Wisconsin, but I don't know if I believe that picture is actually her. But I do believe she's in Wisconsin with Jim. I do.
Do you really? Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if that. Why you don't? I thought we talked about like you thought.
Yeah, I still think no. I said I think she got another job.
Oh, you think she's in Colorado?
I think she's still there, baby, because she's in a different.
But have you seen that picture? As far as that picture.
Which picture?
That picture that I think Armchair. I don't know. I don't even know if it was Armchair Detective, but the picture that supposedly, yeah, I think it is because you just said Armchair, but of somebody did like a satellite. What is that? Where you do like the GPS or satellite? Where they did a screenshot of her walking a dog because supposedly she has a long-haired husky, so it was a girl with a high ponytail walking a long-haired husky. But I'm not buying that. I mean, I don't think that really looks like her that much. I mean, as far as besides, the ponytail a little bit, but like, I don't think the way, I feel like that picture is a little too feminine for her. Like, as far as the way she looks, she's more, isn't that, I don't know. There's just a different body style, I think. It just, the way she was like kind of holding herself up, it just didn't seem like her to me. But I don't know. I mean, I do believe maybe she is with Jim, like just to help, her best friend, one of her best friends, to help her, cope with all this. Don't you think she would want to be hiding out? I don't know. I don't think she would want to stay in Colorado. Everybody, I mean, she's high profile there, especially.
At least for a minute. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. For right now, she probably, and that hasn't even been a year yet. So I'm thinking, at least at first, the few months that she at least went to stay with Jim, to get away from everybody noticing her, recognizing her. Not that they don't recognize her in other states,
Just so it goes
but
on.
in Colorado, she's more, she'll be more noticed and more looked for. So I don't know. I just have this feeling that she's with Jim in Wisconsin. But that picture, it's not because of that picture, no.
But that you said that picture is a satellite image. And
it's like not satellite. What do they do when they do the Google? Google when they do
Google Map,
yeah,
Google Image,
yeah,
or Earth, Google Earth,
something like that. Yeah.
But so this YouTube creator is saying that's her. So they zoomed in that far to see the.
No, you could see a person. No, you could see. It's
head?
like from like almost the side in a way. It's like kind of like down to the side. You could see a person.
That's really
the only
grasping,
reason you
guys.
can't, if he would have had like a front view, you could have probably been able to tell if it was her. Maybe it's close enough that maybe, but it was from behind. You see like a side behind. It's kind of half. So it's like, how can you tell just from the side or behind of her that that's her?
Yeah.
A lot of people have high ponytails, have that body
That's what I'm
build,
saying. That's
and like
really
has a
out
long-haired
there.
husky. So like, I think, I don't think that's proof.
There's
If I see-
Elvis.
but I mean,
There's Jimmy Hoffa.
but I mean, I don't know. I guess somebody that
Wow.
maybe lives in Wisconsin. I don't know. Somebody screenshotted it and saved it, or maybe is it from Google, or was somebody just living there and they took a picture? I forget how it was, but all I know is it's not her front. It's in like the back side of her. You could kind of see like. Yeah, it's not. How can you tell somebody's her just from the back?
I've got to look at this when
You
we're
haven't
done.
seen that?
I know.
It's been up for like a month, probably. I would say.
No, I'm too
Or a
busy
while.
taking care of business to go look at this blown up satellite images of individuals. I don't
Oh shit!
I don't know. Well, yeah, wow. See, that's what I'm saying. Some people, they really do. They just reach out so far and try to make other people believe things that seem like it could sort of be legit, but
Because it's the husky too.
Yeah,
So,
and then all of a sudden
it was
just,
it looked like a long hair husky, but
like so far
it's
fetched.
too. You can't tell from. It could be her, but it could also not be her.
It
It's
could
just
also
you
be,
can't never
yeah.
tell just from that angle. It's not you can't see her face. Come on, you can't see her face.
And I know which YouTuber you're talking about. I just don't want to say the name.
Maybe
but,
I should. I already
No,
did.
you already
I just
did, but
said
I'm not
that.
going to. I'm
Maybe
just
I
saying-
shouldn't be saying names. I'm sorry.
I
I don't have nothing against this guy.
Yeah,
I watch
no,
him sometimes.
he's
I like
cute.
him. He's a
He's
cool
cute.
guy.
I like him. I
you
like
know,
him a
but
lot.
that I just don't believe everything he
his demeanor.
says, and some things like
it's the reaching.
like the
sometimes
shadow.
is-
I see the shadow. I'm sorry. I do. I know a lot of people. I know Mommy Ramblins doesn't see the shadow. I love Mommy Ramblins,
Which
but I don't
shadow?
agree with her on that because I do because she's talking. But I see where she's coming from because. As far as her saying, like, people, like you said, these pixelated views where
Yeah,
you don't
that's-
see, you can make them be anything.
Yeah.
I get that. On a lot of them, it is like that. But that shadow is not. You don't have to zoom in to see the shadow, and you could see it. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she just, you know how sometimes you can't catch something, like, somebody could see it, and you just don't see it, you know? She just hasn't seen it. But, like, you don't have to zoom in to see that shadow. So it's not pixelated at all. Like, I could see the shadow. So what is that shadow? So I disagree with her on that. Maybe it's the dog, I don't know, but there is a shadow walking towards him and he picks it up. And I don't think it's the dog because he never brings the dog back out, and the dog was at the house. He wasn't at work with him.
Yeah, true.
So, and it does look like he picks him up like a kid. So I do disagree with her on that.
But she's never seen the shadow?
She can't see it. She said, you know, I know, because she like, all the other pixelated stuff where she's like, oh, so she's clumping that part in with all the other nonsense pixelated stuff that people are seeing and stuff that's not there, you know, and you can't tell. So she's like, I don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, I see it. I really do see it.
Mommy ran,
but I
man.
do love her, and I agree with her
sweet.
theories. I see where she's coming from because she brings up the point where there's no shoes on the kids. So why wouldn't the kids, if the kids willingly got into the car, they would have put a pair of shoes on. They're not going to go to the hospital and be like, oh, I'm going to go barefoot. Where are the shoes?
The
I
kids
get that.
aren't.
But they're kids. It was
not gonna think
summertime.
that.
Maybe, you know how some kids go a lot of places without shoes? There's kids that do that. And maybe they were the kids that walked around barefoot a lot. You know,
Especially at
I
5
love
o'clock
being
in the
without my
morning.
shoes. And maybe, you know, they're kids and maybe They were just scared for mommy. Chris didn't make them put their shoes on. They didn't even think about it because they're kids. They were half asleep.
Yeah.
They were tired in their nightgowns. Chris knew what he was going to do, so he didn't insist on getting their shoes on. They were just following him out because they didn't know what to do. They didn't have any instruction to go put a pair of shoes on, so they're just wandering around without shoes because maybe they do go outside in the summer without shoes. You know, the kids do, you know, so they didn't even think about it. They're too tired and pre-concerned. So I could see how they could have gotten in the car without shoes.
Yeah,
but I see her point that, it, you know, some kids aren't like that. I could see her points, but kids are kids. Chris didn't make them put their shoes on. Like I said, kids go out without shoes, so do adults. It was summertime. They were tired. They weren't thinking. They were woke up. It was in the morning. They probably were scared. They were confused. They weren't thinking straight. And they weren't used to being up probably that early, leaving, going somewhere,
definitely.
you know?
There's no doubt about it. They're just,
so I don't know. I mean, what is that shadow then? That's what's getting me.
Like, she doesn't see the shadow.
No, she says she can't see it, no.
Well, see, I couldn't see it at first either.
Yeah.
You remember? Because I was like, what are you talking about? And then, I mean, it's just plain as day.
Yeah, and you don't have to, zoom in to see it. You can just keep it in the regular
maybe
thing.
Maybe that's what she's doing, maybe.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Where people are zooming in a ton and they're seeing, ponytail. They're seeing all this weird Ronnie's face. They're seeing all this weird stuff. And it's all this pixelated stuff. But with that, it's not, you don't need to. It's not, it's right there. And, and I do see it. So I disagree on that. Now, maybe, it was only one of them because I only see one shadow. So it could have just been one of them. Or I don't know, but there was definitely a shadow walking towards him, and it looked like he picked it up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to disagree on that one. But I do see about the shoe thing, and then what else did she... Because I did watch that theory video. She brought up some amazing points. She's on it she did. I mean, I love her, and I love the way she thinks, but I just disagree on a couple of things in her theory on that. But... hey, that's what it's all about. I still love her, still gonna watch her,
Yeah,
so
for sure.
but so that's my opinion on. I know a lot of people were asking during the live, watch it, and I hadn't watched it yet, and I watched it a couple days after the live, and I was like, okay, God, some good points, but I just see some things different, on that.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to let you know because you guys were asking me what I thought about that.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
No, the viewers have put out a lot of good. That's another thing too, as far as their commenting and links and other channels for us to watch. We do, and then we just take it either with a grain of salt or we actually agree or disagree again. But,
and I do. And this is a weird thing though. If it wasn't for that shadow, because during that interview when he says, and Mommy brings up this point, and I mean, we all heard this, and it's just weird that he said, when they're talking about them being alive, and he asked the agents, you didn't you see it in the video? And that is kind of weird that he said it, almost like fishing for did you see him, which route, you know what I'm saying, should I say they're alive, did you see him? I want to say that they're to get maybe NK out of the
I think why he made that remark was because he was just he just knew for a damn fact he's going like this. He had to turn away because he thought he knew that the cop just stone cold busted him right there at that moment. He thought that they seen the shadow too, and he thought that they actually seen it.
But why did he say it in that interview, that follow-up interview,
because
like
still,
that?
At this point in time, he still was believing that they already knew that the girls, at least one of the girls,
so
was
you
alive.
could look at it like that, because when they're like, "Oh, she was alive," he's probably confused. Didn't you see him on the video?
That's where it was at.
And maybe that was one of the reasons why he just went along with that. He did it.
That's
why
he.
What if that was one of the things? Because you know how first he said, obviously he did it, but I'm saying how first he was going with the Shanann did it, but then he might have just said, "Oh, I'm screwed. They saw the video. They had to see the kids, so that's why he kind of took the plea." Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they come in and saying, they're coming in and saying, "Wait, you didn't? Are you sure? Are you telling us the truth? They were still alive?" And he's thinking, Oh my gosh, that's the whole reason why I went along with that plea. You're telling me you didn't see him? Wait, you didn't see him? So maybe it was just like that. I don't mean to laugh, but maybe it was like that.
No,
like,
yeah,
wait a minute, you didn't see him?
laugh.
And he's probably thinking in his head, holy crap, why did I do that? I could have went with that story. I just thought of that. You just
see, that's
see,
how,
he always,
this is how this works.
we're just talking and we just think of stuff together like that. But yeah. So okay, well that answers that. Oh, another good comment though that she made. I like this comment, and of course, when I heard it, it was just like, what? Like when Chris said he's talking about NK, and he's like, well, at least she's out free. At least she gets to be out free. Like Mommy says, he doesn't say that about, well, at least my friend Mark's out free. At least my mom is out on the other side. You know why? No, but what I'm saying is, why is he saying that about her? Because she's involved and she's out, rather than, this Mommy brought up this point. Like, well, at least, like, why didn't he say that? Yeah, like, well, my dad's, at least he's out on the other side. He's free. Well, at least she's out there. All he said that about was NK. Why? Because she's the one involved out free. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? I might not be explaining that right.
No, she might bring up a very damn good point.
So that was kind of telling when he said that.
Yeah. It's little things like that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Look, listen to this. How crazy, how ironic about NK. And on the interview, the recorded interview, 26 minutes and 35 seconds into it, she, they're asking her, oh, where did you guys go? Blah, blah, blah. And she goes, well, I dropped him off at his house. And then, and 27 minutes and 7 seconds later, she goes, did you leave? They're like, did you leave? Or did you guys leave together? Or, I left him there. Okay, so, all right, so she left him there. And then at 27:15, 27 minutes and 15 seconds later into that conversation, a whole 8 seconds, she paused. That was a nice big pause. She says, I left by myself. Okay, you already said you left him there. Why would you try to emphasize?
What day? Wait, when was this? Is this the video interview or the?
This was
with her dad. Is this the one with her dad?
This
Which
is
one
about
was it?
It. This is when she dropped it off.
No, I know what interview I'm saying. What NK interview is this? The one with her dad, or the one in the video, or the one with the park?
Oh, yeah,
I don't know because I don't know. Some people, you might be saying second because you're forgetting the one in the park.
Yeah. No.
Are you talking about the one in the video or just the audio?
Just the audio.
So it's one with her dad. Okay.
Yeah, just the audio.
So why does she have to clarify it 3 times if she? Mm-hmm. That's a sign that she could be covering something up. Yeah.
Right.
But what was she talking about? Dropped off when though?
She dropped.
When was it? I mean, this would be. We need to know like. When.
This was. They were. Let's see. What were you guys? Talk about something else.
What day? You know what I'm saying? What day would be like? Okay, what could they have been doing? And she had to cover up.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it's when I got to check.
Okay.
You got me wondering. On it. So yeah, I'll come back. But no, that was that.
Okay. Well.
See, I do all this research and I'm so tired.
I know.
When I'm doing it, and I get this stuff.
That's still telling you she's covering up something. But what day? So we know what. Like, is it around the time of the crime? Or
I know, it makes it a little bit easier to go back and research it again, doesn't it? Why didn't I do this in the very beginning?
Oh, that's all right.
I thought I was making sense.
It is
at the time.
Yeah, but it is. But we just need to know when
video,
was she talking? No, not what video, but where was they at? What day? When did she drop them off? What was it on the 4th of July? Was it closer to August? Where were they when they said that?
What did they do on the 4th of July?
Well, remember he had to talk her off the ledge. She said she went over and she sat on the floor and they ate carrots and chicken and.
Okay. I'm thinking it might. See, I don't want to lie though.
I don't remember any time where she says she dropped him off.
Was that the same time? Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because he usually went.
They went somewhere. They went somewhere together.
I don't know.
Yeah, dang.
I just wanted. It could be kind of telling of what, where did they go? What are, I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, so F Vegas says.
Come back to that.
I tell you what, if I was messing with a married guy and we sent flirty texts and whatnot, then a pregnant woman and 2 toddlers went missing, I would put all my embarrassment aside and give the text to the cops. My naked photos don't mean shiz to me if they could help find a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old and a pregnant woman.
Exactly.
Yeah, right on. I wanted to read that
Who was
because I
that?
agree.
F Vegas, yeah, you go,
you're
girl.
right. So
that would be, that is the normal behavior of an adult human being that has sympathy and compassion.
Who cares? Like, put all your
Good
personal
morals.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know, we know you sent naked photos. You're an adult. People do that. It's not that uncommon nowadays. Just, who cares? Just, let's help find this family, you know?
Exactly.
Okay, Joe Wright says she can't be charged with obstruction of justice because they hadn't subpoenaed the text and messages pics before she deleted everything. If they subpoenaed the data, then she deleted them, that would be obstruction of justice. The only thing they might be able to nail her on is falsifying information to public officials regarding all her lies, contradictions, and half stories during her interviews. I wanted to read this because, you know, I'm not sure the laws. Like, is it because they would have had to actually subpoena them first and then she deleted it before she realized, you know, that she was told for sure that they wanted those? But what if she knew that it could help? Because they don't know what's in it. So what if she knew it could help in this crime and she did it knowingly, knowing it could help? You know, but I guess they can't prove that because we don't know what was in the text.
Well, see, if she feels like F Vegas explained and felt, then she wouldn't have done any deleting at all.
Yeah, but we're talking about the law here. I know it's not morally right, but like legally, is it? You know, could she be charged with obstruction of justice? Hey, Joe Wright, are you a lawyer? And I'm not meaning that like to be mean. I'm being honest because so you probably know. It sounds like you know a lot about laws and stuff. Or do you know somebody that's a lawyer? Because it makes sense. I mean, I just want to know, is that for sure the law?
Well,
I mean, it sounds
but
sounds like that could be, you know,
that
could be true.
Agree.
I just want to know for sure how you know that. Is that a law or are you know, am I making sense?
Yeah, to me. But what I'm saying is, okay, they didn't subpoena the text. Okay,
before she deleted them.
So
she'd already deleted them. Then they asked her if they wanted them, and they never had to. You know, they never subpoenaed them because she willingly gave the few texts that she had. But it was too late. So if they would have asked her before that, he's saying, but considering she deleted them before they subpoenaed them, that they can't get an obstruction of justice.
And Apple still hasn't came up with anything, huh? Apple, the other missing text that they couldn't find, Apple never did. Apparently, that we know of. Well,
not that we know of. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a waiting game. Yeah, the only thing they might be able to nail her on is falsifying information. Yeah.
So I mean, it sounds like you know your stuff. I mean, that's what I was asking. Are you a lawyer? And that's a law probably then? Is that how it works? I'm sorry, I don't know much about laws and stuff.
There's been a few viewers that have given us that same thing too, and I do. I get that, but it's frustrating to know that. You know, just something you wish wasn't true.
Yeah. Okay. Cabin Life at Eden Springs says, well, anyone with normal reasoning skills can see that Chris Watts did not do this on his own. And if anyone could prove that person was not in the house that night, there was still involvement. But it's pretty clear that person had been there more than 1 or 2 times and had known Chris Watts longer than a month or 2. As you begin to go through all the angles and question each angle, the story unfolds. The things that were said to Chris Watts, like, go be with your wife, you need to be with your kids, then would text him sex photos. He was so torn. He wanted NK and he was being told, you can't have me all to yourself because you have a wife and you have kids. As far as witness protection, I do not believe she is in it. I understand that Hazel was to help her get emotional help so that she could get back out in the working world and go on with her life. And all of the detectives who interviewed her were totally aware of her manipulation. They deal with people like that all day, and it doesn't faze them. Okay, the message about the lead detective going to talk about witness and name change, well, that is just to get her to come in. They will talk to her about it, but only to say, we can't help you with that. I was with Oh wait, I was with the wife of a police lieutenant, and they use these tactics like this all the time to get people to come in on their own. But she is absolutely not witness protection. She most likely changed her name. She most likely moved, but she did it on her own. At the most, they got her a few visits with a social worker for some counseling. As far as a 2-hour conversation, she could have called Chris Watts, set the phone down, and drove straight to his house. And I saw that from the first time it was mentioned. Because we know they use burner phones. They're aware of how to hide things. The lady next door saw the truck the day of the murders. I think it was moved across the street, and that is why she saw it up until noon, but not in the same spot. Definitely there was another person who could have helped with moving the truck. Chris Watts is a covert narcissist psychopath, and I agree with the criminal profiler on Dr. Phil who said he has done this before. And yes, a covert narcissist is very charming and pulls you into their web. Think about the video that Chris Watts did on dating women in the workplace when you are married. It's like he wrote the script. I know about narcissists, unfortunately. It's something that has affected our family. We would love to share that with you another time, another place. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for working so hard. I'm up late and falling asleep, so I have to go for now. But I can't wait to look into this more. God bless and have a good rest of the week. Leslie. Oh,
Yeah,
great comment though. Good
God bless
insight.
you.
Great
Yeah,
comment.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, she's falling asleep. She's up so late, she's falling asleep. What are we doing to people?
No, that's awesome.
That's what I'm doing.
I mean,
I love that name
yeah.
too. Cabin Life at Eden Spring. It just sounds so relaxing.
I know.
You know, I want to be there in a cabin. Yes,
I know, me
yes,
too.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, she
you're
pretty
on
much
it.
hit it on the head. Except
So-
for there's something in there. I wanted to say that. See, I don't know.
What?
I don't know if he actually had somebody helping him to a degree. I need to see something a little bit more, stronger than just some of the comments that I'm seeing. Yeah, it's just no. I just don't. Do you think that he had somebody help him? Actually, in your opinion?
NK or what do you mean?
No. Do you think? Well, yeah, that too. But
Somebody besides NK?
do you think there was another person involved with actually physically destroying
Like NK?
these?
Are you talking about
destroying
NK?
these, yeah, just anybody helping move
I
the
don't know.
bodies or anything like that.
I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, whether or not NK was actually physically there or she was kind of the mastermind behind it, throwing out ideas, maybe even, but
Well,
maybe
totally.
she, maybe like kind of indirectly, or I don't know if she was directly saying, do this, or is she like a master manipulator that she knew kind of how to manipulate the situation where it wasn't so obvious that what she was saying and what she was doing to him. You know what I'm saying? Like he thought maybe he came up with it all on his own, but she was kind of like pulling this like a puppet.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
thinking.
totally. She's a master.
He's kind of
She's a
thinking
puppet
that
master,
he's in
dude.
control, like he said.
Mm-hmm.
Think about the interview. Oh, I'm in so much more control with her, but yet she's like has me on a leash, tugging me away. So he realized he thought he was in control. He's like confused, but yet he would look what he was saying. So he's saying something totally different, but yet his brain was still thinking he was in control. Like it's almost like he was like torn. Like it was like. She manipulated him so much that she made him seem like he had control, yet he didn't yet. So he was probably just I don't know. I'm not taking the blame away from him. I'm just saying she played her part, whether she was physically there or not. She played her
it's sort
part.
of refreshing
But-
to know that she put his ass through that too a little
Yeah.
bit, but not to go to the extent that it
No,
did.
no, because look what it did.
Exactly. But it just goes to show you though that his mind can be messed with.
Well, duh. No, I mean he was very. Well, what is the psychologist and the prison said he had what, dependent personality disorder?
Okay, all right.
Okay, so the psychologist in the prison says he has dependent personality disorder, okay? Which, I mean, if you read or just the general description of it, I mean, he does seem like he falls into that, but I still think he's a narcissist.
No, but he's a whole ball of crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
gotta
but like,
be,
I guess
dude.
no. I don't know.
I wonder if this is like
we're
a
not
sub.
sitting down and talking to him like a psychologist would, but I just wonder.
Because we're just observing. We're going by observations and behaviors.
Because he's gonna play that psychologist too. He's gonna, try to, if he's a narcissist, he's gonna be to maybe not smarter than the psychologist, but he could be feeding them a bunch of crap, But I mean, they should be able to maybe detect that because that's what they're supposed to be doing. So depending on how qualified this psychologist is, I don't know, but go ahead and read what it says.
Okay, yeah, the description of a dependent personality disorder, DPD, is one of a group of conditions called anxious personality disorders and is defined by helplessness, submissiveness, a need to be taken care of and for constant reassurance, and an inability to make decisions. So so what does he say to a psychiatrist, or why does he feel helpless? Who is he submissive to? Is he going to use shenanigans?
The thing is if he has this, if this is a correct diagnosis, then I think right there tells you that NK was definitely the mastermind behind it then. Because if he inability to make decisions, he wouldn't have been able to make that decision on his own. Submissiveness, he would be going with whatever. Okay, he was submissive. He would have been submissive with Shanann at first, and now NK. So he would have been going on along with her wishes.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So right there, if that is correct, then she was definitely involved, I think, if he really has that. But sometimes it's not all black and white when it comes to these disorders. Sometimes they could have a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I think he has some narcissistic traits.
Well said. Yeah, no, I think so. There's no doubt. Covert
and then
narcissistic traits too.
Some of the dependent personality disorder too. Covert narcissist.
Yeah. So if he has all this crap, all these personality disorders, in one great big ball, instead, is he a psychopath or a sociopath? Because isn't that at the highest tier of a classification? Like a psychopath would be all the below, or a sociopath would be all the below. I mean, which one would it be? Would be higher to?
Psychopaths are worse than.
So would they fall under all this? Be up underneath the psychopath?
No, it's not like that.
Because there's the personality disorders we're talking about, huh?
No, psychopath. That is the most evil. I feel like the most evil person you would want to come in contact with is a psychopath, because they have no ability to love. They have no remorse. They don't even love their own family. Now, sociopath can love certain people. They can love their family. They don't love strangers. Sociopath has the inability to empathize with like strangers and to put them like, they don't see how other people could be feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but they can love like
what they're
a significant other, or they can love a parent or a family member. Psychopaths don't. Psychopaths don't even love. They could care less about anybody. Sociopaths actually can. You know what I'm saying? So sociopaths can be kind of treated to a degree. They get help and they could get better to a degree. Sociopaths are more environmentally formed. Psychopaths are biology. Psychopaths are born that way. Their part of their brain just does not function the right way. But sociopaths is more like environmental. Of course, biology comes to play too, because they could be more like vulnerable to becoming a sociopath, and then the environment, makes it either less or more, enhances it or not.
Exactly.
So psychopath is the worst kind, in my opinion, in a lot of people's opinion, because they have no ability to love, to empathize, to feel any remorse, to anything. They lack that. And it's almost like, in a way, I feel bad for them, because they can't help it. They're born that way. Like, they don't know any other way. They don't have that part of the brain that operates, so they can't do nothing about it. So it kind of sucks for them, but wow, they are dangerous. They can be. Now, not all psychopaths turn into murderers. You know what I'm saying? They don't all commit violent crimes. They don't all do that. A lot of them will they say there's a lot of psycho and sociopaths that are actually very successful because they could walk all over you. Greed. They could just walk all over people and do what they got to do to get to the top because they could care less. So a lot of them they expel all that energy into like a job or into themselves. Of course into themselves, but like into something rather than into. But they could care less about people, so it's not like you're gonna have probably a good relationship. If you had if you were married to one, it would probably suck. But it doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna be violent or kill you. But they will be very unempathetic. I mean, they wouldn't be loving. They wouldn't be. What I'm saying?
Wouldn't care less about anything. Actually,
no, but they could turn all that energy into like being successful. And maybe I guess maybe it wouldn't be that bad because you never know. Maybe they would just help. They're successful, so they could possibly help a
would
family.
They have
I don't
that
know.
Caring? Well, maybe for family, maybe.
No, they don't. Not the caring like.
That's what I was
not
wondering.
the caring no, they not the love that a normal person has, But what I'm saying is maybe they're going to put all that energy into being successful, into having a great family, and they put that energy into that. So they might not be mean, and you might be able to get along okay being a part of their family, but you probably were going to lack some of the love and stuff. But maybe they would still take care of you, but not in a loving manner, but maybe just financially. You know what I'm saying? Because they're putting all that energy into into their job, and maybe into help and support a family.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be a very loving, empathetic.
Right, like the wife would come up and say, "Hey, Ani, Georgie needs a new pair of shoes. Here's $2,000. Just get the hell out of here. Leave me alone." Just something like that. I don't know.
I mean, it's hard. I don't know. It's just. It's just weird. So not all of them, but they're more vulnerable to do that. So like if they're, let's say a psychopath, somebody is born with that dysfunction in their brain. Somebody is born with that brain dysfunction. Okay, and they are brought up in like a good family environment, their chances on being violent or being criminal, being, killing somebody are going to be less because than somebody not, but they're more vulnerable. They're brought up in like the ghetto and with a bad family, then they're gonna
if something pisses them off,
and they're gonna be brought up that way, and then they don't have these morals. I mean, I won't say morals, but they don't have that guilt or that
the emotional
sympathy or empathy, both. Like they don't have anything.
It's
so
never been displayed, so therefore.
So that's all they know, and then now, it depends on the environment. But what I'm saying is, a psychopath, you can't cure a psychopath because that's a brain, it's a biology. But you could help them maybe not be a criminal and maybe not be a murderer by the way they're raised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and that goes along with everything.
But it's still, I don't know.
Wow,
but a sociopath actually has the capability of loving, but they can't empathize. That's why a lot of sociopaths are criminals, because let's say they want to go rob somebody or something, and they go beat you up and steal your money. Like, they don't care about you. They could care less about you. They have no remorse because they don't know you.
Right, yeah.
So they could go kill you and they wouldn't feel remorse. So they could go beat you up and take your money. You could be in a hospital with like a broken leg or whatever, like, and they would care less. It does not like they feel bad, like, oh my God, I feel bad I did that. Or let's say they go and they even if they go and steal somebody's job or something. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of them are successful because they could care less if they go steal your job, or they will do anything to get ahead. And you know what I'm saying? So they go and they like make up some crap about you, like, oh, this person's doing that, make up a lie or set you up or something to get ahead, and you get fired and you're out on the streets, or they would care less. But they do have the ability of loving, like, it's not like they're not very loving where they love a lot of people at a time, but like they have the ability to maybe like love their mom or fall in love. They do have that ability where they can do that. But like a stranger, like, that they don't know, even a friend, they could probably they might not love everybody. They have the ability to love, but they're not going to love a lot of people, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So
no,
let's say,
sense.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a better example. I can't think of very good example, but they could care less. That's why they're criminals. They wouldn't care if they like robbed you or.
Yeah, they just don't get out, socialize at all. They just, it is what it is, and they roll with life.
Yeah, so they're more vulnerable to be criminals because they don't have that empathy towards others.
Yeah.
So they still lack a lot of empathy, but what I'm saying is they do lack empathy, but they are able to love, to fall in love, but they lack the empathy to know. That's what I should clear it up. They lack the empathy to know what other people are feeling, and they can't put themselves in other, because empathy is to put yourself in others' shoes. They can't see how others may feel, but they could still love. You know what I'm saying? They can still like fall in love with somebody or love somebody to a degree, but they still don't have the empathy where they know how they don't put themselves in their situation. Right. So you know what does that make more sense? So they don't. Empathy is like being able to understand how other people are feeling. You know what I'm saying?
Actually put yourself into that other person's.
I just wanted to read you kind of the differences between empathy and sympathy. Because we were talking about like sociopaths and psychopaths and how they don't feel like empathy, towards others. They don't feel sympathy. They can't feel like what others feel. Like empathy. Okay, so so the feeling of sympathy is like the recognition that another person is suffering. So it's just recognize, like, okay, like they say somebody dies, well, we know that person's, suffering. Like, we realize they're suffering. We know, it must be hard. But empathy is actually where the person's pain is felt, where you feel that, where you could actually relate that, like knowing, like, gosh, I experienced that when my mom, or no, I don't want to say my mom. I experienced that when my friend died. I know exactly what you're going through. I felt the same way. So you could actually feel the same way that somebody else feels. You know what I'm saying? From your personal experience. Like, I've had a boyfriend that died, so I know what you're going through. When your husband died, I feel that. I could personally actually feel exactly what you are feeling. You go there in their mind. Sympathy is just knowing, like, oh, you must be feeling so bad. I can only imagine somebody died.
There you go. Keyword, I can only imagine. Yes.
I just wanted to, but like, so psychopaths and sociopaths, just, they lack being able to do that because, like, they don't have, like, self-empathy. So how can they feel empathy for others? Like, they don't feel it for themselves, because they're not feeling, that remorse, that guilt, that compassion. They're not feeling it for themselves, so how can they feel it for somebody else, if that makes sense, we're going to continue with the comments here. So we have one from Maybe. Pretty good analysis here, Zav. And Chris Watts is not your typical covert narcissist. He's also a sociopath. Wow, that's crazy. We were just talking about that.
Right, see?
He got new supply from his jailmates. He's now this nice guy who found God and gives them scriptures and counseling. And I can see his new mask in the picture they took. He's looking quite different than the picture without his mask and the orange suit. He might be the only murderer in history who thinks his victim was praying for him and forgiving while she was dying and struggling desperately to breathe. He made her death about him. Quite a narcissist, isn't it? Yes. See, right there, like how he made that about himself. Maybe. And how, like, it's almost like him saying that she was forgiving him was like so it's other people would forgive him. You know what I'm saying? Like saying, well, oh, she forgave me, so you guys should all forgive me. You know what I'm saying? And of course making it about himself. And that is a very narcissist thing to say and to think.
Maybe you worded that well.
That's what oh, wow.
Yeah, she worded that real well. I know, it's nuts. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, good, maybe great quote. Or, great comment.
Yeah, very,
very well said. Daisy Jane, 21. Okay. I just watched your shout out video. Great sharing and shouting out. How fun and rare to see this. Zav girl, I really love what you shared at 12 minutes. This is a tragic situation. However, look at what it has done. In the aftermath, many strangers have come together in an effort to understand and process this. Along the way, we have become friends. You and Randy have a huge part in bringing people together by having this channel. Your moderators are your coaches, referees during the lives. You and Randy both have a sweet way of relating to people, encouraging them and us along this journey. Thank you for doing what you do and for sharing who you are. Keep sharing the love.
Yeah, that's
Daisy Jane. I love her positive outlook on life is amazing. And yes, bringing all of us strangers together.
That's it.
And now I feel like I have like over 10,000 friends, me and Randy.
Yeah.
Amazing friends.
Yes.
And Shanann would have loved this. That's the thing. Like she loves social media.
Yeah.
And to know that because of her and social media, it brought all of us together. Discussing the case.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
that
take
tragic,
that the wrong way.
No,
but,
they don't.
That
tragic event, that dark, tragic event has brought so much light, incitement, compassion, love, understanding, everything more, much more than what the darkness ever set out to intend to bring. We blew it away. We are all just exploding it much more, just exponentially, and it's awesome. So in that word that you just said about that, Shanann's and the children, Cece and Bella and Nico, and Mr. and Mrs. Rusek and Frankie, God bless you all. Your daughter will live forever.
She will. Her spirit is going to live on forever inside all of our hearts. I mean, it's just like, I feel like she's...
It's a done deal.
She's brought us all together, and she just...
And look at the everything, proof positive, black and white. The love and energy that she will forever... It will forever be here. It cannot go away. It won't go away.
And now having
it'll be seen every day.
Thousands
if you
of
want
people
to look at
also, thousands of people now working together to try to stop this from happening to other people. Working together to study Chris and people like him, so we could try to figure out human behavior better and try to stop the next victim from becoming a victim. I should say, so there's, you know what I'm saying, in all these think tank of thousands of people can make a difference. And you know what I'm saying? I really feel like we can, all of us together, to teach people, to help people.
Knowledge.
Yeah, knowledge. Wisdom. Everybody's experiences, sharing their experiences, and just getting the word out on different experiences and different situations and different things to look for and to get away from if you're in this situation, and how to get away from it, how different people have got away from it, like sharing their stories of how they've got away from a narcissist or a psychopath or a bad person, to help people realize how to get away from it and how to move on and how to heal and how to live a happy life after being a victim of something like that.
That's what we're doing. We're doing this, not just me and Tiff. We're doing this,
all
guys.
of us together.
We're awesome. We're awesome, dude.
Sharing, all of us sharing our experiences and sharing our knowledge and our wisdom and our opinions and fear. Everything is just
everything above and under. It's just wonderful. You guys are awesome. You are awesome.
Well,
I guess I gotta say I'm okay. This, I love it. 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 I do. Can't get enough of it. Military. Oh yeah. So Daisy Jane, 21. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for saying that and making that comment. And when Tiff and I first did our discussion, we didn't realize that we were going to create a forum that would almost, it's a surreal thing, and I'm so glad that we did do that. You know, I'm glad we did that, man, and I'm glad we're still doing it. So yeah, Daisy, thank you so much for bringing that up. God bless you. God bless all of you. God bless you, girl. You.
Okay, so Stacy M, you're more entertaining and humorous to watch than most going live stream. Ha ha ha. They're all soberly sitting still, blinking expectantly into the abyss. LOL. But hey, I can't fault any of y'all brave enough to do this. Hee. It's freaking cool people from all over the globes tuning in. I'm a day late, dollar short, but you did great. Keep up the awesome work. Please, you're a great team too. Aw, thanks.
Thanks, Stacy. But
that made me laugh, your comment, in a good way. It's awesome. I like how you put that, how you said that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just staring off into the abyss.
Oh, that's a good one. Oh my God, I was wondering what you were doing. I'm like, what the is he doing?
Thank you, Stacy. Yeah, you rock. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes you'll catch me staring off into the abyss. But when I'm staring off, I'm intently listening to what you say. Mm-hmm. There are a couple times where I'm thinking about something else, about what I was trying to get across. But for the biggest part, for the biggest part on our discussions, I am listening intently on what you say because I'm learning from you, you know? So, yes.
Oh, I'm learning from you, too.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Welcome to my learning. No, my teaching.
All right, Mary Jacobs. I missed your live. Dang, you're my favorite channel on this nightmare case. You bring really good points and are very informative. Randy reminds me of a laid-back California hippie.
Yo.
I'm with Randy that the mistress should have a lie detector test, but unfortunately I doubt it will happen, and her disgusting head will pop up with a book, I'm sure. Anyway, I can't wait to see you live soon. I listen to you while I'm doing yard work or sitting on the patio enjoying the nice weather we've had here in Ohio, finally. I adore you two, and you have a fan in me. Take care. Mary from Mommy.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
she's from Mommy, and
Yeah.
I was telling her because I used to live in Mommy, and there's this awesome little bar that has local bands called the Village Idiot that she knows too, she said.
Nice.
So I used to love that place.
Mary.
Yes, definitely.
Nice.
I know it's beautiful here today, actually.
Yeah, man. Finally it's coming.
So Mary from Mommy, if we're ever in town, we're gonna look you up. We'll have to go to Village Idiot, maybe see a good band.
Yeah.
They had some cool, really nice, good bands. They had some really good bands we used to go see. Some local bands that I used
Jam
to go.
bands,
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were good. I like that place. It was a cool place.
What she said about popping up with a book.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately,
How long do you think that'll be until that might happen?
Man, I'll bet you that.
She's probably gonna wait till everybody's stopped.
I think everybody's gonna be jumping on.
But that's the
damn book
thing.
Here,
the people.
You know? What are you gonna do?
People hate her so much, but you know everybody's gonna buy the book.
If
it's like,
she put one out?
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? She might be working on one right now. You never know. Maybe that's what she's hiding out, working on her book right now.
Right. I got another job in another state.
All right.
She's at the library.
Mystery Ninja. Hey, Zav, some perspective on the area and NK's commute. Oh, yeah, I wanted to ask you because I think, are you sure that their work is in Henderson? I thought it was in Platteville. Did I read it wrong?
It is in Platteville.
But she says Henderson. So is Henderson near Platteville? Because when I looked on the map and I looked at Platteville and I looked at Thornton, Frederick was right in the middle. So am I missing something? Because I'm going to read you. This is why I wanted to read it, because I wanted to ask you, is Platteville near Henderson? Because the address was Platteville. So I don't know. Let me read this here. It says, I used to live in Thornton and teach in Henderson. I live near Frederick now. And the reason I'm at, you probably do know more than me because you're living right in Frederick. So maybe I'm missing something here. So like I said, my question number one is Henderson near Platteville, and isn't her work Platteville? Okay. So I used to live in Thornton and teach in Henderson and live in near Frederick now. For NK to get to Anadarko office in Henderson from her home in Thornton, it would make zero sense to go through Frederick because it is completely the wrong direction. Henderson is only 15 minutes from Thornton and doesn't require any highway driving as it is slightly northeast. So, hold on, let me see. To get to Frederick from Thornton, she would have to head way far north and also west.
That's one of those weird ass routes. Yeah, it would require her to get on I-25. Remember how damn hard it was to get,
and it would
to
take 25
I-25.
minutes, then she would have to do a giant loop. Okay, but I still am reading the address as Platteville. Then is that near Henderson or something? Because I never read anything about it being in Henderson. That's where I'm confused though. But it does sound like you know your way around better than I do around there. So yeah, you said she'd have to go do a giant loop, take an additional 25 to 30 minutes to head back south, east to Henderson, either by taking I-25 again or a smaller highway to add more time. I know some commuters slightly go out of their way to be able to take the highway, but this would make absolutely no sense because she would jog over in 15 minutes taking farm roads rather than 40 minutes just to be able to use I-25. If her phone pinged in Frederick, she was probably in Frederick for a reason other than heading to work from her home. My guess is that she didn't go home in that night and was in Frederick the whole time and headed to work from there. Hoping that these are the facts the police were aware of and it's probably part of the investigation they're doing on her. Okay, so I mean, it sounds like you do know your way around there better. So like my question is like, is Henderson must be near Frederick or something, or Platteville? Because I didn't read anything about Henderson.
And see, that's a part of Colorado that
that up real quick.
at least for myself, I wasn't too familiar with. You know, because I was up by
I looked the map up though. That's what I did. I didn't know what Platteville was, and I looked up the map. Watch when I look up the map.
I remember doing that before.
Oh wait, Anadarko. Let me put Anadarko address first.
There you go.
Platteville. See. But that way he was in the one in Platteville, because that's, remember I saw it on the sheet, and so that has to be the one in Platteville. Okay, watch this. Let me just see where Henderson is. Hold on. So let me just do something. Is Henderson near Platteville? I don't know if I spelled that right.
Yeah, you did. Colorado. Yeah.
So, Mystery Ninja. Okay, we just looked up. Anadarko is in Platteville. And we looked up Henderson is 32 minutes from Platteville. Yeah. So, she worked in Platteville at Anadarko. So, I think... I don't know. I think you're getting mixed up on where... Because the office is actually in Platteville. I'm not sure where you got Henderson, but... So, Thornton... Okay, let me do the directions from Thornton... okay, hold on. So she lives in Thornton. So Thornton. Okay, so you would go on I-25 probably. She would be going right in the middle, just like I said. Right there. She's hitting I-25. She'd be in Frederick right here. So no, I'm going to argue. I'm going to disagree with you on that. We are looking at a map right now. If she goes to Thornton to Platteville, Anadarko, she would. One of the quickest routes that they're saying is to get on I-25, and Frederick was almost like about halfway. Yeah. Halfway in between Thornton and Platteville. Frederick is halfway in between her way to work. And she would go right through it to get to work. I mean, we're looking at a map right here. So Henderson, I'm not sure what you're talking about Henderson, because what my information is the office was in Platteville, and she came from Thornton, and she would go right through Frederick. So okay, so next comment. But thanks for the comment.
Yeah,
I mean, for someone, I think maybe just got the wrong information with that Henderson.
This is what helps.
Look up Platteville, Anadarko is where her office was, where to work. So I don't know where that Henderson came from. Okay. Did I cut you off?
No,
okay.
No.
So Joanne Lynch. Kids that age love their mothers and imprint their emotions upon her. They would have seen and heard her tone of voice and expressions about the changes that Chris was experiencing. Cece was showing her strength and distance from him and also competing with him in those comments about the truck. So, no, good observation. Like, good thoughts. I like.
Yeah.
You're right.
And not only that, Joan, thanks for the comment. Definitely,
Yeah,
Joan.
thanks.
But
you're right, though. She would have seen that Shanann was upset with him. She would have been able to tell the tone of, and probably feel the tension that they were having between each other. Belle and Cece probably both picked up on that.
Yeah,
so you're right.
Making it even a little bit more infuriated.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Acting out, because it's like, okay,
that's why. Yeah.
You kids want some of this too, or,
Or, making their,
showing,
distancing themselves from him because the mom, they're feeling that. So making him more like, wait a minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Why are they, making him more angry, feeding into that.
Maybe that's why it had to take the children. I feel that's, when he started to see how they were acting towards him, it just made him, in his mind, just really, really piss him off. And, it just got stronger, because, they were just backing away from him, staying away, like you had said, Definitely, for sure.
Yeah, that's what I feel, too. That was just the start of him getting, it was just adding to.
Exactly. It wasn't the start, but it was definitely adding to it, for sure.
Yeah. He already went into the situation with a mentality like, he went there,
and then just ready to cut ties.
Okay. Oh, I guess that's the last comment. Okay. Well, guys, thank you. That was awesome comments.
Yeah, for sure. And it's wonderful how this works. It really is.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot.
We love. So many. So much wisdom in all these comments.
There is, and this is what you work on, and like we both said, this is a huge think tank that we have, a think tank of wonderful, bright, intelligent human beings, and
I know, and you guys are all becoming our friends. Like, I feel like I'm just getting to know you guys even more with each video and each live and like each comment that I read.
Yeah.
It's like I get to know you guys a little bit more each time. Each time you share a different experience or a thought, and it's just, I feel, I don't know, getting closer to you guys, and it's just
there's no doubt about it, because see, you get to hear us, but we get to read your comments, so we hear you, we see you, and I'm not going to stop doing it, and Tiffany's not going to stop doing that, but it gets to the point to where there's becoming thousands of comments, but we still got to go through them, and it just takes so long to eventually get to them. It might be weeks down the road, but we do it. We're gonna get to them, and this is what we work on. This is it in a nutshell. It really is. You guys rock. You guys rock. We all are doing a wonderful job. I love you guys, man. Good to have you guys as friends. It really is. Friends, associates, however you want to call it right now. Associates maybe, because we really don't know you. But no, in our hearts, you guys are our friends. You really are. But and the nice weather's coming soon, so we're all going to have a pit fire or something outside on a live stream.
Yeah, maybe we'll try to do
at the Sloan's Lake, maybe.
Sloan's Lake.
He's
back in Colorado.
Oh, I did.
We used to live by this Sloan's Lake, and any of you guys from Colorado probably know of Sloan's Lake. We used to live at what was that neighborhood that we lived in?
I will remember the lake.
Oh my gosh!
That was
now I forget what it was called.
Elitch. No, that wasn't Elitch Gardens.
But it was right behind Sloan's Lake, and we used to be able to walk right to Sloan's Lake.
Yeah, right on 32nd.
Yeah,
35th.
Yeah, it was right off 35th and Tennyson.
Yeah, there you go.
Now I forget. It was a certain neighborhood. It was like an upcoming, like artsy neighborhood. It was awesome.
Oh.
Highland, or wait.
No, it was a Highland. Isn't that something?
Wow, I can't even think. But you know how Denver's like set up in neighborhoods? Are you sure it wasn't
No, it wasn't Highland.
Highland? Or wait.
Because you had Highlands Ranch, Highland, Cherry Creek.
They're set up like Cheeseman or
Community.
I don't know. They're set up in different neighborhoods, and we lived in the northwest neighborhood. It was right behind Sloan's Lake, and
I can't believe
it was like this new upcoming like it was a very a
mm,
lot of people wanted to get into this area,
yeah.
and
a lot of professionals there, a lot of artists.
but yeah, it was a real artsy. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of the name of the neighborhood. That's so crazy.
That's terrible.
If any of you guys that live in Colorado are familiar with it, it was right off of 35th and Tennyson behind Saloon's Lake. What is the name of that neighborhood? I can't believe I can't remember.
No, because we'd use it all the time when we were telling people.
Yeah, because that was a neighborhood. Yeah, but
Wow.
I don't know. But it was an awesome neighborhood.
Yeah, I loved it.
I loved it. For like the half of the time, and then we lived there for like 4 years, and then then moved. But yeah, so
up that rent,
I
didn't it?
miss Colorado weather. Oh, I loved Colorado weather in the mountains and camping and just driving in the mountains. It was just like breathing in that air.
Any given day.
It gave you like this high, just like driving in the mountains, just breathing in that air. Just like I don't know. I can't even describe the feeling.
You just feel great. It makes you feel great.
Man, I miss that place.
But that's why you try to make any place you are just that same amazing feeling. Sometimes it's harder, easier
and then
said than done.
like the last 4 years, so we lived in that neighborhood the first 4 years, and then the next 4 years we lived really close to Red Rocks. I mean,
I love that.
It was like kind of like considered, it was Lakewood, but it was considered like the Green Mountain area.
Yes, dude, I love
and it
that
was
area
only
too.
like 10 minutes from Red Rocks, the amphitheater, which is my
Beautiful.
favorite venue. It was so
that's
awesome
great.
to see a concert. When we first moved to Colorado, they actually would let you go up the hill and sit, even if you didn't have a ticket, not to go in, but you could climb up on the mountainside and sit. And you couldn't see very good. You could kind of see the lights, but you could hear. But then after like a few years after we lived there, after like maybe 4 years after we lived there, then we tried to go to another concert up on the mountain, and they stopped. They didn't let you anymore. But being in the venue, like actually buying a ticket, is amazing. It's like a natural amphitheater made from the Red Rocks.
Cut out of a mountain.
Yeah, it's just
of a great big rock.
it is so steep. It goes
Not a
like
mountain,
down,
but
and
a
it's
rock.
so like the view you get. You see all the cities because you're just like way up on the mountain. I remember
July.
4th of July, the one year you could see the fireworks and all the different cities. Like you see, 15 minutes later, there's Arvada, there's Denver's fireworks. There's this fireworks. There's there's Red Rocks. It was so amazing.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
It makes
I
you
missed
wonder
that,
why do people act the way they do there?
Yes, I know. Look at all this stuff happening
Such a
in
beautiful place, and
Colorado. Wow.
maybe it's because of the influx of different, like a melting pot. How the
Yeah,
United
because
States
like
is a melting pot.
well, a lot of people you run into actually weren't. Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that were from Colorado,
Yeah.
but you run into a lot of people that weren't originally from Colorado. A lot of people moving
their
there from other
population.
states because their population. But from when we moved to when we left, it probably like quadrupled.
Oh, yeah.
In the 8 years we were there,
Big time.
it probably quadrupled the population.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
So it was amazing though. I loved the people. I didn't like the traffic. The traffic turned into,
Headache.
it got really bad when all the people moving in, and then the price of living got really high. Rent, everything got so high because everybody moving in there. Supply and demand. Everybody needed apartments and houses and stuff, so it was so expensive just to live.
We got it. It's you
Yeah,
actually
so-
have to have an industrial IT or professional job, very high doctor. You gotta be making a good living, seriously good living to live there. Unless you go
It's just
with
the
roommates.
thing is just you pay a lot for what you get. Like let's
What
say you
little
have
bit you get.
you have a small apartment, you're paying a ton, or you have a big apartment, you're paying. I mean, compared
Like
to
New York
Ohio,
or-
like what you could get for living. Let's say $1,000. Let's say $1,500 a month. What you could get here compared to what you could get there, it's just So 360. I mean,
Night and
so
Night and
huge of a difference. It's not even funny.
Yeah, you get almost get a mansion.
Yeah, here, and then there you could get like a small little studio apartment for $1,000. Here you can get like a house, rent out a house for, or own a house. It'd be your mortgage.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh
definitely.
Man,
but still, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah. But anyway, all right.
Sorry, that's a little bit of
I don't know.
A little bit of rambling on. Yeah. Who's a rambler? Guys, God bless you, and
yes.
Thank you so much.
Up and
you guys have a good night.
Next time, you guys have a wonderful night.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah.